Welcome. I'm doing this particular video because a lot of schools are going online this year, especially at the beginning due to COVID-19. And with that, as I've worked online, um, there's an amazing number of tools that are out there. And the problem is some of them are just okay. Others of them are actually quite effective. So as I've tried lots and lots of different tools, there's a couple that I have found particularly good and very, very useful. So a lot of schools now are using Google Classroom. It's become kind of the standard in schools. And so there's two tools that I found incredibly useful for online, and I'd like to share with you those right now. So the first one is actually going to be CK12, and let's get right into it. So you're noticing that one of the things that I tend to do is I turn the closed captions on when I record videos. These videos can then be put into Google Classroom, and I think most of you are probably already doing that. But what I'd like to show you right now is probably one of my favorite websites, which is CK12.org. This is put out by California. It was an initiative started by Arnold Schwarzenegger, if I'm correct. And this is one of the best tools out there. And I'm just going to scratch the surface on what you can do with this website. It really is one of the best. In a lot of ways, I like it better than Khan Academy. So let's take a look. One of the things that I would highly recommend is just as you get everything kind of grouped together to make it easy, I would recommend that you sign in with Google. This will make the integration with Google Classroom very easy. You'll notice that I've been using this. It's set up for algebra, geometry, and actually we're going to be looking at grade 5. Not that I have any particular reason for looking at grade 5, but I noticed that elementary is what's going to be online to start the year. And I'm more of a secondary person, as most of you know. So here you'll notice you can start off with browse, and this is grades 1 to 5. So fractions is always a topic that is very interesting or challenging at times. So you can actually look and say, okay, what topic do we need? How about multiplying fractions? Or let's go adding and subtracting. So with that, you can see, find the least common denominator, adding fractions with different denominators. Let's take a look. Now, my suggestion for this would be probably to pause this video and actually be doing this at the same time. So maybe watch the whole video, the first time, get a sense of it. The second would be try and do the same thing to get comfortable with the platform. So you'll notice that in this particular topic, there are two things. The first one is a video. And this is the part that I really like. You can watch the video in advance, make sure it's good, but I'm not going to do that. And it's somehow not working. Oh, it's still loading. So here we go. I've watched the video. Oh my, it's so good. Actually, I'm bluffing, as you probably know. What you can then do is assign to the class. You can also develop your own library as well. an instruction, do this. And then you can go straight to the Google Classroom. Now you can have classes with CK12 where the students log in to CK12, but since you're using Google Classroom, you probably will want to just do that. I originally had an issue with this, and the reason I had the issue was I had a pop-up blocker. And because of the pop-up blocker, I was unable to get the Google Classroom going. So if you're having a problem, just check and see if you're blocking the page with an ad blocker or a pop-up blocker. I spent several days trying to figure that one out, and I actually need to thank Mr. Jason King. He's the one that did it. If you want to do an assign date, you can put the assign date that it is. I have a test classroom, and you just say assign to the class, and it will go into your Google Classroom. There it is. Now, normally, I'm surprised it's not doing that. Normally, there's a practice. They'll say right up here, it'll say people often have assigned the practice to go with it. And what I really like with CK12 is you can run a video that's very polished. And then you can actually assign some practice. And so to do that, it's again, you just say assign to the class. Your time on this. Now here you have a choice. One is to show the correct answers. So if a student misses it, it will show the correct answers. You also have a choice to turn that off. You can again put a due date in there. In high school, I like to show the answers. I want students to see the correct way to do it. And you've actually just done a full class in a sense. You have an assignment, which includes one video. It includes a set of problems. And with that, you've just done a math class on adding fractions with different denominators. So with that, that's probably a very good place to stop on this particular tool. And there's a lot more you can do with it, including quizzes with CK12, but we'll stop right here. Hopefully this is beneficial. If it is, do let me know. Bye-bye.